Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today I am making a one roll wreath using two rolls. I'm going to do it the same way I always do the one roll wreaths, with the curls on the outside and the ruffles on the inside, except I'm adding a half roll, so it's a 1.5 roll wreath. The last one I did was the Southern Charm one. No, it's right here. Home Sweet Home. And I had a little bit of problems with my sign because there's not really a lot of mesh to hold anything up. So I want to try this using 3 curls on the outside and 2 ruffles on the inside. So I cut some of this and I filmed it, but I was like, oh god, this is a long video of me just cutting mesh. So it's going to have 2 of this grid mesh, and it will have 1 of these, which is just a, I thought it was over here somewhere. It's just a value mesh. It's supposed to look like natural. I think it's like tan and cream and brown, but it's gonna just be background. So I'm gonna start off with my rolls. There's stuff everywhere because there was a lot of cuts. There's 12 of these 10-inch cuts, 24 of these 10-inch cuts, and then 6 like this that are 20 inches and 6 like this that are 20 inches. So y'all can do the math. You know I'm not gonna. Alright, and my Dollar Tree frame is wired with 18 pipe cleaners. My mom wired this one, and they're kind of all over the place, but hey, at least she did it for me. So I'm going to roll these up into curls. This one's already rolled because it was like in the center of the roll. I think I'm gonna put this one on the bottom, and then we'll grab another one. And you just want to make sure that these are not super tight. Okay, and then we're going to put them in here. Pull them in, give them 2 twists. Yeah, I'm going to like that, I feel like. Let's do another one. This one's pretty much rolled already. Roll this one up. Those are my fuzzy ones. These are also long ones. Okay, so where are my red? Where's the red? They're everywhere, and everything's basically the same color. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. All right, so this is rolled. This one's a little big, so I'm just gonna roll it a little bit tighter. And if you have like a what is it, the bow dabra, the plastic one, you can shove these in as you're doing them to hold it. You could also do it with that thing over there. I'm trying to point to it, but I can't because I'm using like 8 hands at once. The Easy Bow Maker. Just slide them in there. But if I can hold these, I think you guys will be fine, because y'all know my hands don't work most of the time. And I just cut myself again on the pipe cleaner. Oh, and I skipped one too. Okay. Starting off really strong tonight. This is a mess. I'm usually more organized than this, but I was cutting and I was like, I don't know how to count anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what real life is. And I'm making sure that my cut sides go down. You gotta do a bigger one so it's a little bit easier for me to go this one, this one, this one. So they're forming like a this and then an X. And then with our 20-inch pieces, to separate them. Put our value mesh on the bottom because we don't really care about it. Well, I mean, we do, but it's not the feature player here. It's not the Beyonce. And I think to separate these a little, I'm going to put this one in, and then put the other one on top of it. Like twist them in separately, just because that'll give a little bit of lift between them. And I apologize if you hear noise in the background. That is my air conditioning. It is unbearably hot in here for some reason. Okay, so that's what our base will look like all the way around. So I'm going to go and put these all the way around, and then I'll meet you back and we'll figure out what's going on next. I am so unorganized, you guys. Long version people. Because everything looks the same. Like I can't like just grab it and be like, wait, is this it? So what's going on with you guys? This is my, I think this is my third video today. One of them was an after show. One of them was a quick video. Well, I don't know how quick it ended up being because I was talking for a long time, like a tool guide, which I think you guys have seen already, I'm sure. Yeah. And one of them was an after show for the Home Sweet Home Wreath. I am burning up. And it is pouring down raining here like flood. It's like my street's flooded. Pouring down raining. The dog, he wants to go OUT, but then all he's gonna do is not do anything. So I'm like, I'm not going out there, letting all that humidity in my house for you to not do anything. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out this air conditioning thing before summer, because once summer gets here, I'm not gonna have an option about whether or not I'm filming with air on. It's just gonna have to be on. But I can hear it in the videos. And it bothers me. I'm trying to work around not putting a Band-Aid on, but that... I should have included this in my essential tools. That video was so hard to make. I started and stopped it like 5 times. I was like, what are you talking about? Just talk. Because whenever I try to like say something that I've like, oh well, let me make sure I mention this and make sure that every time I try to like, I would never write a script for a video. Like that's just too much work. But every time I try to like make sure, oh, I gotta make sure I say this, this, and this, it is a mess. So I'm just like, just sit down and mention it and go. That's why people subscribe to you in the first place. Okay. Is that nail color a little loud? It's actually just a glitter. Business is so happy I have 3 of my 5 nails back on. So I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. Back to the dentist. Because I've been having this sore throat. It's 2 weeks today that I've been having a sore throat since I got my tooth extracted. And I called and they were like, oh, maybe you have an infection. Maybe you should come in. And I was like, well, maybe when I called the day afterwards and told you that my throat was hurting, y'all should have told me that it wasn't because of y'all. You know, you should have said, because the lady was like, oh no, that's not because of us. And And I specifically asked the dentist, I was like, do I need to go on any antibiotics? He was like, no, the infection's in the tooth, and we took the tooth out. And I was like, okay. If I've been dealing with this for this long and I could not be dealing with this, since the day after I got it done, I'm going to be so angry. Just because it seems like every time I say something, not so much with the dentist, because I don't see the dentist all that often. I don't see the dentist nearly as often as I need to. Every time I tell a doctor something and I'm like, hey, I think it's this, they're like, oh, well, you know, you have anxiety, you have mental problems. It's not that. That's not something that happens. I feel like every time I say something, it's like disregarded automatically because my brain chemistry is off. Like, it's not like I'm going in there and being like, oh, I think I have this, I think I have that. I'm like, hey, I think I have a sore throat, or something that is making my throat sore, and is it possibly related? And they just like completely dismissed me. She didn't even like, oh, well, let me go ask the doctor or anything. This is not a nurse I'm talking to, this is a receptionist. She's like, no, that doesn't happen. Call your doctor. And then when I called my doctor, I sent a message to my doctor. The nurse who works with her was like, call your dentist. I'm never dismissive of people. So could you just take the extra 2 minutes to forward this to the doctor instead of you telling me? Or could you go talk to the dentist? In business, could you not bark? Business. I don't even know what he's balking at. He's upset because I told him we were going to bed, and I was like, let me go work on this for a little bit. I'm gonna have to take a shower before I go to bed because I am just like, I'm sweating profusely. Stuff on this videos and then be like, all the signs that he had a massive infection were there before he died, but no one would listen to him except his YouTube audience. He was sweaty and irritable, and his throat hurt. I had my temperature taken this morning before I went to physical therapy because you can't walk in that building without them taking your temperature. So I didn't have a fever this morning, and I doubt that I have one now. I am so hot at night sometimes. I've gargled with salt water so many times today. I'm like, I'm gonna like have a stroke with all this extra sodium. And just the sodium that's getting swished around my mouth from the salt water. And I had a chance. I've scheduled an appointment with my primary for the 31st, which is over a week from now. Today's the 20. Yeah, it's next Wednesday. No, it's next Thursday. And they messaged me today and they were like, because I put myself on the waiting list because I was like, I kind of need to see you now because now is when I don't feel well. They put me on the waiting list and they sent the message today that there was I gotta, actually let me check right now. There was there was an open appointment, but I didn't see it. Like I saw it 40 minutes after they sent it, and by the time I went to go take the earlier appointment, it was already gone. Because they send it out to everybody who's on the wait list, and whoever gets it first gets it. This is a 20-inch piece. These are all 20-inch pieces over here, so you and want to use. Just like I went from like my back hurting, and then my tooth was hurting, and now my tooth's out, my throat's hurting. And I know it was something else before that. I just don't remember what it was. My hands are hurting now. But I talked to the occupational therapist, my friend Scott, And I was telling him about the hand massager, and he was like, you need to return that and just get a referral to come back here. And I was like, I don't want to come back here. I hate having an obligation twice a week. And I hate parking at that hospital. Oh my God. You guys would not believe me if you saw like the way I talk about it. I like it. You would have to see it to be like, why is that parking lot like that? It's like they sat down to plan the parking lot, and they're like, all right, what do we need in this parking lot? And they were like, okay, 45% of the population is handicapped. The other 45% are veterans. And there should be a large water feature for the ducks in the middle, but there's no water in it. It's just full of weeds. And there should only be like 7 parking spaces for non-handicapped people who aren't veterans. That's what it's like. Because I got there today. I left my house. My appointment was at 9. I left my house at 7:30. I went to Walmart real quick to go get some stuff that I needed. And then I went and I parked at the hospital far away. Not as close. I parked as close as I could get. And I waited until somebody left. And I went in and sniped that parking spot. This woman was waved at me. She's like, watch where you going. And I was like, you watch where you going, Becky. I was like, I saw you and you kid. I'm not going to hit y'all. I just want the good parking spot. And I still had like 45 minutes of me just sitting in the car after that. Because I wanted to park close because I knew it was going to rain. And I was like, I am not walking through this parking lot when it's raining. Because last time I walked through the parking lot when it was raining, I slipped and fell. And then my back started hurting. And there we go. We're full circle now. My mom was like, you got a lot of stuff going on with you. And I was like, yeah, Mom, I know. I went over there afterwards. I told her last night, I was like, I'm going to come over for grits because my throat hurts tomorrow. And she said, your throat hurts tomorrow? And I was like, I know it is. So why don't I just come over for grits? I don't know. Y'all like grits? It doesn't matter what I do, what kind of dark magic I employ, no matter what kind of sacrifices I make to the Dark Lord, I cannot make grits as good as my mom. And I know it's because she makes, like, I make instant grits. She actually cooks grits. And I suppose I wouldn't have to make so many sacrifices to Dark Lord if I would just cook the grits, but I don't want to do that. And even when I've done that before, and I'm just like, they're not the same. I don't know if it's because, like, somebody else is making them for me, because she makes sandwiches too that taste so much better than the ones I can make. And it's all the exact same stuff. But you, like, lose some of it when you're, when you have to make it for yourself. You're like, oh, I had to work for this. I'd rather just sit down and have somebody bring it to me. Alright. Let's get the rest of these ruffles in here. Yeah, so the way I cut this, I don't know if I'm going to include the video of me cutting it because it's just like, oh my god, this is taking forever. The way I cut this, there are still... No, there's not. There's still 120 inches on there. So... Wait a minute. There's still... Yeah, there's still 120 inches on there, so I could get... Yeah, that's what it was. There's still 120 inches on there. So if I want to make this wreath again, I can do one roll of this with something else if I want to add some more. Because I don't know that it needs the 2 ruffles in the middle. We'll see how it is after it's done. But there's still enough for me to add rolls. What am I doing? This is a ruffle, not a curl. Add curls to the to a different wreath. So I use like 1.5 rolls, or 1 3/4, I guess. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how I could do it where I could get 2 wreaths out of the same 2 rolls, but it's like a roll and a half probably for each wreath. I want so much to like experiment and be like, how can I like make this this and do this and like come up with a different way to do things or something like that. But every time I sit down and try to think of something, I'm just like, my brain just shuts off and it's like, go watch cartoons. And I'm like, oh, all right, that sounds like a good idea. I'll go watch cartoons. I'm wondering. Whenever something is wrong with me, I fixate on it, right? So I'm like, I'm hot, I'm really hot, I'm sweaty. I shouldn't be hot and sweaty because it's cold in here. Well, the thermometer says it's cold in here. I'm not cold. But I am hot and sweaty, and I've been hot and sweaty pretty regularly. And the only thing that's changed is that I am taking something different to deal with this sore throat mouth pain. Are hot flashes a side effect of ibuprofen? Common side effects of ibuprofen. Skin rash, dizziness, nausea, heartburn, no. Water retention, no. Constipation, decreased appetite, headache, vomiting, gas, diarrhea, nervousness, irritability, intense abdominal pain. If experienced these, they have an severe expression. Meningitis, no. Mood changes, double vision, pink eye, dry eye. Oh my god, why would anybody take ibuprofen? Vocal cord swelling? Bloody, this is like ridiculous. Like, this is everything that could possibly go wrong with you. Trouble breathing, chest pains, chest sinus, bloody vomit, excess urination. If experienced these, tend to have the less severe symptoms. Drowsiness, difficulty sleeping, fast heartbeat, anxious feel. Well, I mean, come on. Alright, that didn't help. Jeez. I was hoping it should be like, yes, that's a very common side effect. Stop taking it. I really think it's the lights. I mean, like, I'd like to chalk it up to a side effect of something that I could just stop taking, but I think it's the lights. I think it's that I'm constantly in motion here. Like, I'm not just sitting here doing nothing. Like, I'm moving all around. I was drenched after therapy today. I had a new therapist that I hadn't worked with before. She's like, and she put me on the total gym thing where you do the backward squat deal, whatever. And she's like, can you go for 4 minutes? And I was like, I guess. And I got up, and like when I stood up, I could feel like my entire shirt stuck to my back, and I was like, this is gross. And she's like, you worked up a sweat. And I was like, yes, I don't like that. But I worked up a sweat from that, took a shower, and now I get to probably take another shower. I wish I had a dryer. I wish my dryer worked. That should definitely be something to do with my stimulus money, but I'm already like, I'm gonna do this and this and that. I certainly wish someone who owed me $1,100 for a vet bill would pay it back, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I might get my dryer fixed though. That seems like something an adult would do. Is get their dryer fixed so they could take as many showers as they want and not have to dry their clothes in the bathroom with the heater on. Oh my god, y'all, is my life really this tragic? Somebody out there is like, yes, it is bad, bro. I don't know what happened to my dryer, it just like stopped working. And it's probably something that's like so easy to fix, but I don't want somebody in my house. So I have been drying my clothes for like the past 6 years, either by hanging them outside or hanging them in the bathroom and turning on the heater. Because that's not working hard, that's working smart. Which also means I've not taken a shower in 6 years and had a nice fluffy towel afterwards, unless my mom has taken my clothes home and dried them, because I'll wash them here and then I'll be like, can you take home my wet clothes? And she's like, would you please not wash them first and just give them to me dirty and I'll wash them so I don't have to lug home a pile of wet clothes? And I was like, well, let's try it. I can still wash my own clothes. And she's like, yeah, but then I have to drag them home and dry them. I should have done that. I should have brought clothes to her house today, because she didn't go to work until, well, she left early because of the rain to go in. But she could have washed clothes, dried them, and brought them back, because she's coming over tomorrow. Thank God. We can't do anything because it's going to be terrible weather, but we can at least go get a sandwich. And I can try to squeeze in an afternoon nap before going to the dentist at 2:30. She was like, can you come at 2:30? And I was like, oh my God. You want me to leave my house at 2:30? Thankfully, it's just down the street, because y'all know I don't like leaving this house once I'm home for the day. I will see. I mean, I just want to go, like, I want an answer either way. Like, if he's like, oh no, I don't see anything, and then I can go to my doctor, and she'll be like, okay, well, you have strep. I just want something. I want an answer, because it's not that it's hurting, it's uncomfortable, and I don't like not knowing what's going on with my body. Okay, so this is a 1 1/2 of a 1 3/4 roll wreath, and it definitely passes the bounce test. The other ones don't. That's nice. Where are you coming from? Go back to where you came from. Alright, so now I have a base, and I have no idea what's going on it. I think I'm going to do like Rustic, Patriotic, you know, more burgundy instead of red. I have a customer who, she asked me to make a wreath that I already made and had already sold, and I was like, I would love to make that for you. I said I don't have the sign. The sign was from Walmart a couple years ago. So every time I've made a patriotic wreath, I've sent it to her, and she's been like, I really like the more natural, the natural colors with the red, because she sent me a picture and her door is like a burnt red. You know, it's like a barn red. And so I sent her that giant one, that giant wreath that's like 28 inches, and I was like, I think this is what you want. I said, but it's huge. And she was like, it looks a little big. And I was like, yeah, it's a little big. I'll keep you I'll keep in touch if I do something else. So yeah, I keep not making wreaths for her, hoping she'll buy them, but like it's in the back of my mind, like that's something that I need in my shop, is a like farmhouse kind of 4th of July, not red, white, and blue, but like burgundy, ivory, and blue. I don't know. All right, I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning, and we will work on this some more. Actually, I'll probably see you tomorrow afternoon or evening or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what sign is going on this wreath yet, but I know I want to use all these fun patriotic ribbons I got. Don't really feel like doing anything tonight, but I kind of wanted to make a bow. So let's do that. This is a 4-inch from Craft Outlet. 2.5-inch from Craft Outlet. These are all from Craft Outlet. No, one of them's from Michaels. 1.5-inch. The same ribbon and 2.5. Oh God, sorry. The same ribbon and 2.5-inch. I might try to sneak this in here if there's enough. Yeah, maybe. And then I'm going to also use the Old Standby from Michaels. I've determined I have to use 17 yards of Michaels ribbons every day if I want to get through it by the time I'm dead. So, alright, so this will go on the back, followed by this, 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 because we're going to do a 3-loop bow, and I don't want these to end up on the same side. So it'll be left, right, left, right, left, right. Make sense? Yeah. I'm like staring at it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the 4-inch. This is from Expressions. They usually have a pretty good ribbon, and I usually don't have to worry about a join. I was making that magnolia wreath the other day, just happily going along, making my bows, and bam, there's a join, and I was like, I am not cutting around this. I was like, this ribbon is too expensive for this. So I managed to get it at the back of one of the loops, so I was fine with that. This is a directional ribbon. Obviously the stars are at the top, the stripes are at the bottom. I don't care that the stripes might be at the top and the stars will be at the bottom, so there's a way to do it where you can get it to stay all the same direction. I don't really care. So I'm going to start at 6. I'm going to go down every other one. I'm going to go down a 1/2 inch, and then I will gather it up and fluff it all up, and we'll stick it on our bow and go from there. I think I might end up using the farmhouse sign on here, just because it's the same kind of darker red. So we'll catch you on the other side. So it is the next day since I made that wreath. I did that wreath last night, the base at least. It is the next day, and I have, what did I do? Oh, man. I went to the grocery with my mom. We had lunch. I came home and took a nap because I had to go to the dentist again. I called the dentist yesterday, and I was just like, I think I said that in last night's video that I was going today. My appointment was for 2:30. I got there at 2:28. I was back in my car at 2:33. So I was like, I could have stayed home and slept because I was so tired. But I think it's because my back was bothering me a little bit, and I took a muscle relaxer after lunch because I was like, I'll have plenty of time to lay down before. I gotta figure out where that one goes because I might have to switch those two. So I went in there. He was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Well, my throat hurts. I can't swallow. Under my whatever this thing under your neck is feels swollen." He's like, "Okay, let's take a look." He looks at it. He's like, "Yeah, it looks like there's a little bone there. It'll work its way out." And I was like, "It'll work its way out?" And he's like, "You know, it'll just work itself back into place." And I said, "Okay." He said, "But let's give you some antibiotics just to be on the safe side." And I was like, "Okay." So he's like, "All right, good to see you. Call us if you have any problems." And I was like, "I did that already. I called and said that I had problems, and nobody seemed to care very much." But I was like, if he charges me for it was like 2 minutes maybe that I was actually, and that's not 2 minutes with him. That's just 2 minutes of me in the chair waiting for him to come in. So he writes me a prescription, and then I like go to the desk, and I'm like, and she's like, "It's fine, you can go." And I was like, "Well, thank God." I said, because I would have got charged like for an office visit for that. But yeah, he said everything looks fine. He said some pain in the area. He said it's common. You know, you had a tooth yanked that he had, a super long tooth at that. He's like, "You know, you have a little bit of canine in you." And I was like, "Apparently, yeah." So he's like, "Give it a couple more days." He said, "The pain should..." I was like, "It's not really painful. It's uncomfortable." And the tooth, like, I expect the tooth to hurt. Obviously, I expect the hole where the tooth was to hurt. You pulled a giant tooth out of it. But the throat and the swollenness and the trouble swallowing, like, that's alarming. I'm already anxious as hell to begin with. But I have the appointment with my primary coming up, and I'm on like the wait list, and somebody sniped my, well, I guess it technically wasn't mine, but she had an early appointment, And before I could get to it to claim it, somebody else did. I called my ear, nose, and throat doctor today, and I was like, maybe I can get in with him. And I called, and they were like, yeah, we can fit you in. When would you like to come? I was like, whenever. They're like, can you come today? And I was like, sure. She said, okay, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, all right. I was like, yeah, I can come. I said, I have an appointment at 2:30 with my dentist, but I can come there, and maybe then I won't have to go to the dentist. She's like, okay. And I was like, and what floor is he on? And she's like, the 8th floor? And I was like, there's only 3 floors in the hospital. And she said, what hospital were you talking about? And I was like, the one I went to last time. He's like, oh, we're not there anymore. We're in Metairie. And I was like, okay, I can't come then. I mean, I guess I could have gone to Metairie and made it back for time for the dentist, but I was like, I don't feel like driving out there. It's pouring down raining. All right, our 2 loops are over here, so let's start our tails. For this one, yeah, this is right. So we're gonna put a little bit of this in. I think maybe if I have enough. This will be at 5 inches, and that will be at 5 inches. So what I'm trying to do here is that when this one goes on, I don't want the 2 loops to end up on the same side as the 2 loops of the 2.5 inch rivet. So the 1 loop is over here, so the 2 loops of this will be over here. Does that make sense? So yeah, I started taking the amoxicillin as soon as I got it filled, because I was like, let's see. And I have physical therapy tomorrow morning. And Friday, y'all, let me tell you what's happening Friday, because I know y'all all are very interested. I am not doing a damn thing. I'm not leaving this house. I am not getting dressed. I'm not brushing my teeth. I'm not washing my face. I'm not washing brushing the 3 hairs on my head. I'm not doing anything. I'll probably brush my teeth. And I'll probably wash my face. But just because I want to, not because I'm going anywhere, because I am not leaving. Every day this week I've had to do something. I had therapy on Monday, physical therapy Tuesday, dentist and grocery today, Thursday physical therapy, Friday, nothing. I just want to stay home, and I don't care about not doing anything. I just don't want to leave. I just want to be like, hey, I'm sleeping whenever I want to. I'm getting up. I'm going back to bed whenever I want to. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to do whatever. My mom's working all weekend. I might also not do anything this weekend. I don't know. But I really need to go to Hobby Lobby while they still have their floral sale going on. Which, that doesn't sound like, that does not sound like fun to me, which is crazy. But, alright, this is a big fat bow. So I'm going to take 2 pipe cleaners. Them together. Yeah, and I think until whatever this is with my throat, tooth, jaw, mouth, everything settles down, I'm just going to film these videos in pieces, because talking for too long ends up hurting. So we'll make a base, we'll make a bow, we'll cut some ribbon, we'll finish things up. I'm way ahead already anyway, and I can't take any pictures outside because it has been raining like crazy. Oh, this is precarious. Look at this stack. Oh my god. Really? Okay, get in there. Oh my god, you guys, really? I have no hand strength. My hand is like quivering over here. Alright, so that is holding that down now. I'm gonna push up. good bow nail. See, it's strong and it's thick. It's way too thick to be appealing, but it does the job. Okay. Whew. That was an ordeal. I think I'm actually going to put this on the bow to fluff it just because it's a big bow. I mean, I'm going to put it on the wreath to fluff it just because it's a big bow and I want to be able to get it on there and then tug at it. And I'm just going to choose like up here, twist this off. And I'm only going to take that one out because last time I took a bunch of them out and then I had to add them back in, so we don't want that again. Maybe I'll watch Save the Last Dance. And I used to love that movie. Julia Stiles was also in that movie. Oh, but it was about like, I remember they made it, and then I think it was Columbine happened, and because there's like, I think there's like a school shooting in that movie or something, some kind of, I don't know if it's school shooting or there's some kind of violence in the school. They delayed it by like, I think they delayed it by like a year or so, and then they like did no press for it when it came out. I don't know why I'm remembering that. But that it is the 24th of March, so that other shooting in Colorado just happened. I don't know what it is about Colorado. Oh my god. Because Columbine was in Colorado, right? And the Batman shooting? Wasn't that in Colorado too? I almost went to college in Colorado. Oh, it's so sad. Oh my god. It's too much. Everything's too much lately. I'm just like highly sensitive to stuff like that. My hands are all scratched up. And it's just like, can we all get a break from this for a while? Like, can people just be decent? Okay, that is a huge bow, and I love it. I love me a big, fat, thick, juicy bow. So we're going to pull our tails apart. Our loop will go in the middle, starting at the bottom. I can never figure out if it's better to fluff from the top or the bottom. I mean, I'm going to have to refluff this anyway, but for the sake of the video, let me just get it on here to see how big it's going to be. Well, I guess it's not just for the sake of the video, because I'm going to need to know what else I need to put on here, right? Okay, and after that is the regular burlap. Regular fake burlap. And then this one, 2.5 inch stripe with the 2.5 inch stripe. Maybe? Yeah, I think it's better to go for, oh, this bow could be tighter. But I guess as long as I'm the only one pulling on it, it'll be okay. watched the I know we talked about this in another video, watching the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Ever since I watched that, all I want to do is watch superhero movies. This needs to like come. This is twisted. I need to kind of. There we go. Not that I don't like the DC movies, it's just like the Marvel movies. There's so many more of them. But I think I might go watch like Aquaman tonight or something. Then I just say I was gonna say watch Save Place. I'm gonna watch something. I don't know what it is. Okay. Trim this up and see how we're looking. And then I want to show you something that I'm gonna try to get on here, but I don't know how to put them on. I know they can go on because I've used them before. I just don't know how I use them. Or wait, is that Wreath in here? Yeah, it is, but I think I drilled holes in the other ones, and I don't think I can drill holes in these. You can see it right there next to the bow maker, that flower looking pinwheel thing. Those are the garden stakes from Dollar Tree. I went to go look for something to watch on Prime, and it was like, Beautiful Thing is leaving soon, and I was like, I didn't even know Beautiful Thing was on here, which is one of my favorite movies. So I was watching that while I was trying to sort out my index fingernail. And I was eating dinner. But I was mostly trying to sort out the nail because I was like, this, I don't know what's wrong with this. I did it, and then half the side was missing, and I did it again, and then the side was missing again, and then I filed it, and then the side was missing again, and I was like, oh my god. And then the girl at the dentist today, she's like, oh my god, let me see what you have on your nails this week. And I was like, here, and she's like, wow. And I was like, yeah. I said they'd all be done, except I'm such a perfectionist. It takes me like, I've been working on these for about 3 or 4 days now. And is that everybody? You, and you. Yeah. So they have everybody on this hand except for my thumb, which looks very sad. I had to cut that way back. And then this thumb, but I don't usually do this hand because that's my dominant hand. But I'm trying. I like learning new things. On Patreon, I was doing like I was doing an after show, and in the middle of it, well, in the middle of the first time of me trying to tape it, pouring down raining outside, I hear what I think is thunder, but it's actually the Prime guy knocking on my door, and I like unboxed the nail gel, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to go play with this, and I went to go try to work with it last night, and none of it cured, and I was just like, what the hell is this? How does nail gel not cure? So that goes back with my hand massager. Oh, that's a nice bow. She's big. Might have to kind of pull things around some more, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I know one thing is for sure, I will not be using 4-inch ribbon in the ribbon tails. I did not like that in the other one. It was too hard to, not that I didn't like the way it looked, it was very hard to work with. Okay, so these are the, let me just put this right here while we try to figure this out, and then I'm gonna take a 12-hour break. These are the garden stakes from Dollar Tree. Let me find one that's still attached. They look like this. They come with this giant flimsy thing on here. I mean, if I put this outside most days, it would be like this in my garden because the wind is so crazy here sometimes. So to get this off, all I did was take my heavy-duty wire cutters here, and this part is very bendable, so you can kind of bend that out of the way. And then I got here and got some good leverage on it. Are my nails okay? Okay, good. And then this you can use for whatever, or you can put it in the garbage where it belongs. Boop. So these are. Oh no, don't fall. I might need you for this wreath. They had these are the two varieties. They had the blue in the center and then the red in the center. So I think. The other ones I had, they had like a little hook at the top, and then they had a place to drill at the bottom. And I see these turn. So what I am thinking, bear with me. Then I put one back here. And if they are showing from the front, which they shouldn't be, I don't think. Yeah, they kind of are, but I can just move that over. So seeing it high, you can't see anything. But see, if you just turn it, you see it there and there, kind of. But even, I mean, if I used a red pipe cleaner, you probably wouldn't be able to see that. Let's try, oh no, I don't have any. I was like, do I have one with a white background? But I don't. So, yeah, I guess I'll do those real quick and then I'll call it a night. I called my mom right before I sat down to record because I was like, hey, I'm going to record. I don't know how long I'm going to be. And she's like, oh, and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to stay awake. And I was like, rough day? She's like, yeah, it was a long day. I was like, oh, did you spend most of the day not being able to breathe or swallow? And she's like, no, I'm just tired. And she's got to go to work at 4 tomorrow, so, and she took my clothes. I know we talked about that, about how I need a dryer. She took my clothes, dry this time. And I was like, I don't know when I'm going to see you again because you don't have any mornings off for a while. So she took my clothes, and she goes from work to 4 to 8 tomorrow. She comes home from 8 to 9 for lunch, which is breakfast, but it's lunch. And I have therapy, physical therapy at 9, so I'm going to go to her house tomorrow, get my clothes. I don't eat breakfast before physical therapy because God only knows what my stomach's going to do. And now that I'm on amoxicillin, thank you, doctor, dentist, my stomach is not reliable on antibiotics. That's actually a warning on the label. Because I was looking at it, I was like, okay, may cause this, may cause that, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a giant like diarrhea warning right here on the label. That's fun. All right, why does this one not want to line up? Oh, because this one doesn't spin. It's on like a little sprig, so you can. Oh, y'all, look. You can pull it out like that if you want to. Do we want to do that? Because we could always move this over so it lines up like. Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I think all that's going to do is get caught in ribbon. I can't believe I just talked about diarrhea, but I mean, when do I not talk about something I should be talking about? And these are white. There's no white in this wreath except for the little dots, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to just kind of spread these around when I put them in. And I wish they had one that had like a blue center. That would have made this perfect. This needs to be adjusted. Oh wait, this. I went through both sides on this one. there's the rain again. I wish they had one with the blue center because then it would have been like evenly dispersed. But I like these because they kind of look like those like a rosette from like the fair or something. You know, like a ribbon rosette thing. We're actually making some in Patreon. We're making some wreath embellishments, kind of based on rosette kind of deal. So, you know, so yeah, put those around. Just put tails around. I think I'm not going to make another bow. And then my tails are probably just going to be, I wish I had more of this. My tails are probably just going to be this one and one of the other ones. Unless there's another natural ribbon hiding around here somewhere. And then these, we'll put these in here and it'll just be a nice, kind of simple, farmhousey wreath. That's annoying. Okay, it just took me way too long to find my ruler because I lost my other ruler. But this is my third ruler. The bow is on. These things are wired. I'm gonna put these off to the side, and I think this is a sign I'm going with. I just think these reds go nice together. I don't have any more Patriotic signs, and neither does Craft Outlet apparently. So, yeah, I like this. I think it's nice to have like something patriotic that doesn't scream Happy 4th of July or God Bless America or USA #1. So, yes, I am going to, what am I doing? Let's work on that sign first. And then we will cut some tails and tell some stories, I guess. When I do these signs, I cut this off. Sometimes I staple it down, I don't know. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just staple it. I'm going to put some pipe cleaners on here. Let's do 4. Oh, wow. Almost, did y'all see that? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Almost knocked over that glass, actual glass of glue sticks. This is my power shot. I have a tools video that should have come out already for you guys. I just filmed it the other day. It hasn't even been edited or anything yet, but I talk about why I use this particular staple gun and why it might be a good match for you as well. If you are, you know, sort of differently abled. But yeah, I like that staple gun a lot. If you're looking for one, spend the extra couple of bucks and get the power shot. It will last you forever, even once your arms, you have like old people hands like me. You know, when you turn 39 and you get old people hands. Alright, I pulled that one's a little far in, but it's alright. And I'm putting some glue on here just because it's going to cost me nothing. It takes basically no time, and it's a little bit of extra insurance because we can glue the pipe cleaner to the particle board of the sign. Did I just decide not to put any glue in here? I need to move this over so that it doesn't. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. The pipe cleaner is stapled to the board and glued. So, and there's a little bit of glue over the staple in case that decides it wants to try to pop out. And let's just get our fingers all up in it. Alright, and I think what I want to do I want to attach this now or put my tails in and then attach it? I think I'm gonna let this just sit over here and cool while we cut our tails. I'm going with the star ribbon and the natural stripe here. And I don't want it to be covered with ribbon because I like that checkered mesh deal we've got going on. So I'm going to do 6 on the outside, and then maybe 2 for the inside because the sign's going to cover some. These are going to cover them, so we need 3, 4 of each. Oh no, I need 6, 7, 8. I need 8 total. I thought I was using 2 different ribbons, but I'm not because I only have 1.5 inch ribbon. So yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna cut these, dovetail them, and start putting them in the wreath. You guys know how to do that, but I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fold that over. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I was using 2.5 inch ribbons. That was probably the plan, but I didn't have another 1.5 inch ribbon to go with it. So you guys, let me tell you, all I want to do right now is be laying in bed, half dead. I know you'll like, that's what he's been wanting to do this whole video. This video that he's had to film in 4 different sections so far. I'll wait to tell you guys because I don't want to have to get into the story and then stop to do short version. I keep calling it slow version, Adam, which just makes me seem like I'm slow. But it's the short version that I just, not the long version. That's what that means. I just don't know what I'm talking about. What did I do before I get into what happened today? I got up and my mom took my clothes home yesterday, so I had to go get them from her during her lunch break, which was between 8 and 9. I didn't get to Walmart until 7:55 because I was just like, I need to get up and I need to get going, and I was up and I had breakfast and I was just like, I don't know why I didn't leave the house until like 7:45, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as soon as I get to Walmart, my mom's like, I gotta leave. I'm going on lunch, and I was like, all right, I'll meet you at the house. So I got some fabric for a Patreon project. What did I get? I got some flowers for I got the flowers the other day, but when I went to go check out, they didn't have the sticker on them, and I was like, I am not walking back there again. Oh my god. Can you just, okay, you know what? You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whoever you want to be. I don't know why I'm always struggling to get that out of there when I can just cut it. Yeah, we are having awful weather again. It's so gross outside. I left Walmart, went by my mom's for a minute, and then I went to physical therapy, which, let me just say that. I'm so glad tomorrow there's not a single thing. My phone is not alerting me to any appointments. I'm not getting any text to confirm anything. I am doing absolutely nothing unless by some miracle of science or faith or something, my stimulus money comes in. And then I probably still won't do anything because I am just... Is it raining? Of course it's raining. I mean, like, I'm not surprised it's raining. It's just like, it wasn't raining and now it is. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow. I am, like, you guys, it's 4 o'clock and I feel like I could go to bed right now and sleep until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I feel like a good 14-hour sleep. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Okay. Let me go back to short version Adam, not slow version. Let me clean this up first though. Yeah, look forward to that tool video if it's not out already. I don't know when anything's happening. I think this video is going up in June of 2022. Who knows? It's up when it's up. Today's March 25th, maybe? I don't know. Okay, and here he comes. Is everybody ready? 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 Okay, so I've cut these. They're 12 inches. I've cut 8 of each and dovetailed them. And now I'm going to bring everything back over. Not my sign yet. I'm gonna wait to put that on until I get at least the outer 6 done. So I have 6 for the outside. I'm gonna do every other pipe cleaner. Just because I don't want to overwhelm this. I think I like it. I want to do something a little bit more simple, and I'd like to be able to use this ribbon for another wreath. So if I did ties for everyone, it would just be me using a whole bunch of ribbon, me making another really expensive wreath. So I'm going to take these, fold in half. This ribbon's kind of tricky because it looks pretty much the same, except the stars are sharper on this side. And this ribbon is pretty much the exact same thing. Except these are, yeah, no. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think, yeah. The middle part, if you get a ribbon like this, the middle part that looks inlaid, that's the right side. Because if you do it on this way, then you just have these little pieces on the side. So this is more even. So a star ribbon, a stripe ribbon, fold them in half, put them together, do a little pinch pleat, turn them into a bird, fold it in half, stick it in, and I'm just going to start, do I want to start? The bow's kind of encroaching over here, so I'm going to start right here. And that'll be when we skip over there close to the bow. I'm going to pull this tight. I might have to put another band-aid on my finger. Just as a little safety knit there. I saw something. My mom had a little gel cushion thing for her toe, and I was like, I should buy that, and then I could reuse it for my finger. But I don't know if it will fit over my finger because my fingers are probably bigger than her toes. I don't know. So I'm gonna put these in, spread them out. It is really raining. Spread them out, and then I'll come back to you when we're getting ready to put this. I'm just gonna put this on, and y'all know how to do that. I'm gonna put it like somewhere over here. Okay, so I leave my mom's, she goes back to work, I go to physical therapy. I have to sit in the parking lot for about 15 minutes waiting for someone to get out of the good parking spots. Again, it's just my new thing, I'm a stalker. That's just something we're gonna have to accept about me. Like, hey, I really like Adam's channel, but isn't he a stalker? And I'll be like, yes, I'm sorry, and I'll issue an apology to the people I have stalked today. It was an older woman driving a Jeep Grand Cherokee, I think, and she pulled out. She pulled out, and like I did the same thing. So I'm not gonna make fun of her because she pulled out. She pulled up a little bit, and she pulled back, and she pulled up a little bit, and she pulled back, and she pulled up a little bit because she was trying to get out without hitting the car next to her. And I was like, why don't you have a camera? Why don't you have a rear view camera? But I just got a rear view camera in my car, in my latest car that I have. I've never had one before. And now I realize that every time I did that, I was about 17 feet away from hitting the car behind me. Has anybody noticed that when you go from like not having a rear view camera to having one, you're like, wait, that car's actually like 3 streets down, and I think I'm about to hit it when I'm looking over my shoulder or in the rearview mirror. So she pulls out, I pull in, and I'm like, all right. So I sit there for another few minutes because I'm early. I'm always early. go in there. I noticed that I have like these spots on my teeth. So I'm in the bathroom like looking at my teeth. I'm texting pictures to Michelle. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I still don't know what it is. I brushed my teeth when I got home. I don't know what's going on. She said it's from the amoxicillin because that's apparently a side effect. I was like, I just started taking it. It's not like I've been on amoxicillin for 10 years. Do spots on your teeth develop overnight? But anyway, enough about that because that's not what this is about. We had this joke at physical therapy that one of the PTAs, I don't know what that stands for, physical therapy something? Associate? I don't know. She, when I first went to therapy, she put me on this total gym thing. And it's like a leg, like a leg press, except instead of putting weights on it as your resistance, your body weight is the resistance. So instead of taking this and like pushing this and your body stays stationary, you are down like this stays stationary, and you push your body up like this. So the first time I got on there, it was probably like my third or fourth appointment. Like we'd done like a couple of strengthening exercises, and she put me on there. And the next day, I got up that night to pee, and I like fell into the wall because my legs were so sore. So I told her next time, I was like, listen, that really put me through it. And she's like, yeah, but it's a good sore. And I was like, I'm fine with being sore. I'm not fine with not being able to walk. And I was like, also, I get up to pee 14 times a night. So we need to, like, you know, take it easy on that. And one of the other girls who I had that day, she was like, oh, don't worry. She's like, oh, she started you off really high. She's like, she must have thought you could handle it. I was like, I did handle it. Like, it's not a thing of handling it. It's just, I can't handle being this sore afterwards because it was really bad. So I'm working with, I don't want to say their names because that seems like, I'll probably say their names before. I'm working with, my second therapist. Let's just call her that. So she's like, oh yeah, she had you too high. Let's just do it real, let's do lower resistance. Let's not do it as long. So I've done it a couple times and I was okay. And then this week I started working with a third physical therapist. She's super nice. Like I have no problems with any of them. Like I'm not going to gripe about them doing their jobs. But Tuesday I had her and we did the leg press thing, and I was a little sore. Like not terrible. It's just I felt it a little bit last night. I didn't feel it this morning, but I felt it last night when I was going to bed. I was like, man, my legs are a little. Something is wrong with this one. It's just belligerent over here. What are you doing? Do better. I was like, yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just a little sore. And she's like, well, okay, that's okay. As long as you can get up to pee. And I was like, yeah. So we do our stretches. No, I do I don't know what it is. It's like I keep calling it a bike, but it's like a Stairmaster, but you're sitting down. I do that I'm supposed to do it for 10 minutes. She leaves me on there for 12. I don't know, because I don't know the mind tricks of the physical therapist over there. When they leave you for like 12 minutes, is it because they say, oh, you're gonna do 10 minutes, but they actually want you to do 12, so they leave you for 12? Or did she just get busy like typing up my notes for the day and she left me over there for 2 more minutes? I don't know. So she comes up, she's like, oh, you did 12 minutes. And I was like, yeah. We leave there, we go do some stretches. Leg stretches, hamstring stretches, all the typical stuff. And she gives me this big ball, and we do this thing where I roll out this way and hold it for 5 seconds 10 times. And then this way and this way 10 times. And then we do that 2 more times after that. It's like three sets of 10. So as I'm doing like my last set, she starts wiping off the total gym thing, and I'm like, okay. She's like, let's do this. And I was like, all right. She's like, you did 4 minutes the other day. Do you think you can do that again? And I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. So I do it, and I can immediately tell that it is the either I'm not at the same angle I was, or the resistance is higher. Something is different. I'm just like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like I'm not telling these people how to do their jobs. So I'm like doing it. I'm like, oh, this is a little rough. And she's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, cause it's not like I'm about to like fall off of this thing or pass out, or I'm in so much pain I'm gonna throw up. I'm just like, man, she definitely, like, they did something to this thing. Like, it's slightly higher resistance. So I do it for 4 minutes, but I'm almost positive it was 87 minutes, even though my appointment was only an hour. It just feels like it's forever. So we're done with that. I like stumble when I get up because it's very awkward to get off of. Because it's on this incline and your butt's got to be way down here and you got to push up, and I guess because I'm tall I have to be like as far down as possible. So I get up and I have a little trouble getting up just because, you know, it's like a hard workout on your legs, and then it's awkward to get out of no matter, like, I think anybody. Especially me, because I'm basically like sitting on the floor on an angle because it's so low. So she's like, let's go do your side stretches. So we go to the table. She gives me a bolster thing, and I do the, like, I go over my head. Like, I go over my head like this and hold it for 30 seconds, and then the other side, and then back and forth. And then she's like, let me get you, she said, let me get you a wedge so you can do your bridges. Bridges is when I'm flat on the table, my knees are up, my feet are flat, and you raise your hips so your butt and the small of your back comes up off the table, and you hold it for 5 seconds. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, we're doing this? I said, after we just did the damn torture device over there, we're doing this. So she does it. She said, I do it. She says, you're doing good. Let's do it 10 times in a row. And I was like, okay. She's like, hold them for 5 seconds. And I said, okay. And she said 3 sets. And I was like, there was an old guy in there the other day. He was getting ready to get his knee replaced. He was doing them, and he was like, he was having a hard time, and they were like cutting him no slack, and his butt was a lot higher than mine was. Like, he was like all the way up, and I was like, damn. I was like, this guy's showing me up. So like, I'm doing them, and I'm getting very winded. I'm just like, oh. So she comes over and she's like, okay, let's do your massage. And I was like, yes, finally, thank God. So like, I turn on my side and I kind of pull my mask down a little bit, not uncovering my mouth. I'm just like, I need my nose out for a second so I can breathe because I'm out of breath. Soaking wet, out of breath. She does my massage. She's like, do you want heat or ice? And I said, I want ice. She gives me the ice. She hooks me up to the E-stem thing and, you know, says, you know, relax for 10 minutes. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't know. I get like unnecessarily upset about how hard it was. Not like, oh God, it was so hard. I'm so sad that I'm in such bad shape. I was like, I can't believe they did this to me. Like, I was like pissed off. So she's like, okay, you know, you have the other person on Tuesday to do your reassessment because you're almost done. And I was like, okay. So I left. And I'm like walking out to the parking lot and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, I'm trying to like get better, and I'm gonna hurt. I'm gonna be so sore tomorrow. I have brown spots on my teeth. My beautiful, straight, perfect teeth. The ones that I still have. So I'm so upset I have to go get a ham sandwich. Y'all knew that's where this was going. Come on. So I go to the, not the deli we normally go to. I go to the other one because I was just at one. I was just at, wait, did I mess this up? No, I cut that one out. This one needs to stay, this one needs to go. Let me undo this one. Let me cut this one out first. I go to another deli that is right, like within walking distance, like right around the corner from my mom's new house, because I want to swing by the house, see if there's any progress, see if the for sale sign's going. It's still not. I'm like, why is that for sale sign still up? Also, I ripped my cuticle off this morning, and every time I stick my hand in here, I jam it into some Deco mesh, and it really hurts. Don't worry, it's got Dollar Tree liquid skin on it. So I go there, and I'm like, I really need a ham sandwich to get me through today. But I mean, come on, even if it was like a great day, I would have stopped and got a ham sandwich. So I did that, and then I came home and I called Michelle again because she didn't answer the first time. She didn't answer the second time either. And then I laid down, like immediately fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was after 1, so I called my mom, and somebody, you know, she's got Carl's scooter. The VA gave him, they're like, here, you need a scooter, you need a ramp, you need a shower chair, you need like a portable. They gave him like all this stuff that he never used because he didn't need it. Like he was supposed to be able to take the scooter like take the scooter, fold it up, and put it in the car, but it was like 20 pounds. He couldn't lift it up. He never used it inside the house. He never used the shower chair. He never used the potty. They never put up the shower rails. He never used the ramp because he never used the scooter. And when he died, my mom was like, hey, can y'all come get all this stuff? And they were like, well, he paid for that. You can have it. And she's like, what am I going to do with it? So they said, sell it. So she finally sold the scooter today to one of the women she used to work with. And I was like, okay. She's like, it's weird not having it there because it's been there for like years. And I was like, yeah, it has. And the only person who ever rode it was Catherine, because she would ride it around the house, like going 90 miles an hour. And I was like, why does that thing move so fast? There's a guy in New Orleans East. We see him every time we're there, on a Saturday at least. He's in this scooter, y'all. That scooter goes faster around Walmart than I do when I'm in my car driving down the highway. He like cut me off one time and I was like, what the hell was that? I was like, was that a Kia Sorento? What? I said, he's got that thing overclocked. He's over here Fast and the Furious Tokyo drifting. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the one Carl had goes really fast too. But she sold that, and I was like, there you go. That's I think she said she sold it for like $500, because I think it wasn't like a big like heavy duty scooter. It was just like a, hey, get through the grocery store kind of thing. So that's good. It's good that she sold it because she has extra money to move, and it's good that it's out of the house because she has hated that thing since he got it. Because she said, you don't need that. He got it anyway because it was free. I mean, can't hold out against him. I'm gonna get some, as soon as I get what's coming to me, I'm gonna get me some free stuff too. But yeah, she has like hated that thing. And since he's died, she's like, every time she sees it, she's just like, I hate that thing. She's like, I miss Carl so much, but I hate him for having that stupid scooter in my house all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, it's gone now, so. Yeah, I'm glad that is gone. That is one less thing to worry about. She's like, I don't know, how are we going to move that scooter? And I was like, you're worried about the scooter? You have 12,000 Danielle Steele novels, mother. I was like, let's not worry about the scooter. She has so many books. Oh my gosh, she's got so many books, and she's got these giant bookcases. Like, I have really big bookcases too, but they're like, you know, the ones you get from, I think these are from, I bought ones from Walmart, and I broke them in half when I was putting them together. So I brought those back, and then I got ones from Big Lots. And they're just like the, you saw them if you saw the studio tour, if you're a patron. If you haven't seen my studio tour, you can join Patreon for as little as $5 a month and take part in lots of fun things we have going on over there, like live streams, behind the scenes video, exclusive access to content never before seen. But like, those are lightweight, and honestly, if I had to move, I probably wouldn't get those out of the house. They'd just fall apart again. But like, she's got these big, heavy pine bookcases. I was like, but you're worried about the scooter that an old person's supposed to be able to pick up and put in the back of their car after they're done grocery shopping? But it's gone. I went over there to, you know, I said that already. I went over there this morning before physical therapy, and I was playing with her dog, who either like, she wants to be my best friend, but also if I touch her, she's like, I'm gonna rip your face off. And I'm like, you're gonna try to rip my face off. So I was leaning over and I was like scratching her on the back real hard. She was like, and I was like scratching on her chest, and then I like scratch her head. She was like, and I was like, oh, come on, that's enough. All of that foolishness. Can somebody tell me where these brown spots on my teeth came from? It's just two of them, and on the very tops of my front teeth. I need you to go over a little bit, because that's what I'm seeing in my head, right? seeing that Mountain Dew on the corner of the table and me really wanting some of it. Michelle said, are you drinking more coffee than usual? I said, I haven't had coffee since I started physical therapy. But I do drink 65 cups of tea a day. This thing on my finger is really hurting. Because it doesn't help that every time I reach into here, it hits something. This bow might have to go up a little bit, but I'm happy with that so far. Why are you? Okay, I was like, why are you upside down? But you're not. All right, so I have 2 tails and 3 metal things. I want. Let's see, let me just place these on here. Like one here, one over here, and then one here maybe. I just don't like that. Like, how do I put these together where these 2 aren't on the same plane, and then these 2 aren't on the same plane? And I don't want to just put one. I mean, I don't want to. I guess I could just put one, huh? Or could I do just 2? Let me see. I have to put one here, and then one over here. I've never stared so intently at the camera screen in my life. Yeah, then do the other ribbon tail here and one here. Like one, if I move this like to here. One here and one here. Okay. Unless I can put you over here somewhere. But see, then these 2 are still like on the same. I wish they had a 3rd one, but we'll do 2. I'll break my own rules. Okay, so I'm gonna put these in real quick. Over, what do we say, here. I don't like when the tails are like underneath the sign because then they look like stumpy. Oh my god, my cuticle. I ripped it this morning. It was bleeding so bad I had to take my nail off. That's how serious it was. Well, no, I cut my nail back all the way. So it was just like on the nail bed. Cleaned underneath it 3 or 4 times. Got new skin. Or liquid skin, or whatever it's called. It's purple. I love it. And then like I scrubbed underneath it when I was at my mom's because it was bleeding again. And now I don't have a nail on that finger. And it hurts too much to put another one on. Why are you being like this? I hate this when I can't find. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I hate it. Oh, wait, here it is. I think I'm gonna like this wreath. I mean, I like it already. I just really like those, that thing. If we ever get another Dollar Tree down here, which I hope that opens, it might open tomorrow, because it's Friday. Too bad I'm not doing anything. Y'all don't let me do anything tomorrow. If I come on here and I'm like, hey, it's the day after the day I made this wreath. I went to Dollar Tree today. Like, y'all need to say something. If you see something, say something. Alright, and now let's clean up these pipe cleaners. See, this is one of those pipe cleaners I would just tuck in because it's like buried underneath the sign, but let me be professional about this. Somebody messaged me on Etsy. And like, I'm not, this is not going to be a thing where I'm like, let me tell you what this jerk said, because it wasn't like, it wasn't one of those things. But somebody messaged me on Etsy and said, hey Adam, my wife and I love watching your videos. We don't think you're charging enough for your wreath. And I was like, oh my God, this again. Hold on. I'm going to take these, and because I decided to put 4 different ends of pipe cleaners on here, it's going to take me 3.5 hours to get these through. So I will come back when they're done, because y'all know my struggles. So they're just going to go through. I'm going to use my little needle, and one's going here and one's going up here. And that should balance everything else nicely. I kind of like the contrast between the natural and the white, because there's white in this ribbon, there's white in the sign, and now there's white in here. But the blues remain the same throughout. And the reds, pretty much. This red looks a little bit brighter than this one, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, so I get the message and I'm like, okay. Which I appreciate that. Like, I do appreciate people being like, hey, you know, like, you could be charging more. And the thing about charging more is I am pricing these. I'm trying to say this without being mean to any other people out there, but I have seen too many people who do exactly what I do. And they will post something. I mean, these are like big wreath makers too. They will post something on Instagram or a story, or they will show something on YouTube where they're telling other people how to sell wreaths. Like, hey, take my class, learn how to sell a wreath. Or, you know, take my business course, learn to be successful. If you are so successful at wreaths and you are teaching other people how to market themselves and sell them, why do you have 1,000 of them in your house or in your workspace or at your warehouse? Why do you have so many of them? That's just a question I'm asking. Why are there so many unsold wreaths? If you can teach me how to if you can teach me how to sell a wreath, why do you have so many unsold wreaths? So, could I charge more for my wreath? Yes, I could charge whatever I wanted. Basically, I mean, I could say, here's this wreath, it's done at $700. Nobody's gonna buy it. Well, somebody might buy it. People crazy, you know. We're gonna figure out how much this wreath is in a minute. I would rather. I explained this like really good to my mom this morning. Well, actually, it was the other day because I got this message the other day. I would rather not make the additional $10, $15 than risk having a wreath in my house for the rest of my life. Like, when I'm dead in 5 years, I don't want my mom to have to come here and be like, what are we supposed to do with all of these wreaths? Adam would kill me if I donated them to Goodwill, because he hates Goodwill. I just, that's just my stance on that, is that, yes, I could charge more. But by charging less, I just don't see me raising prices and selling more. I don't see that happening. I see me keeping prices as they are, which is enough for me to make 3 times the amount I spend on them. I just readjusted that a little bit, and not have to. I kind of wish there was one a little. That's fine. Not have to store these forever. But yeah, if anybody is wondering why the wreaths are not $150 each, that's why. Because I would rather lose money. I'm not losing, like, either way I'm not losing money, but I would rather not make as much money instead of having a house full of wreaths. Like, losing $15 is worth gaining a spot on my wall in my living room, my bedroom, my office, my kitchen, and my laundry room, because that's where they're at right now. They're everywhere. And maybe if I was selling more wreaths, like if I was selling a bunch of wreaths, I'd be like, okay, well, people really want these wreaths. Maybe I need to, like, raise my prices. But I sell a couple wreaths a week. I don't really want to sell more than that because I hate packing and I hate shipping. But yeah, I mean, maybe one day if I was, you know, selling 2 or 3 wreaths a day instead of 2 or 3 wreaths a week, I might up that a little bit just because, hey, you're getting an Adam wreath. But still, I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. But in case anybody's wondering, that's why the wreaths are priced the way they are, because I want them in your house, not mine. I mean, I like looking at them, but I get confused sometimes, because right now I can see a summertime wreath, an Easter wreath, a Christmas wreath, another Christmas wreath. I can see a bunch of fall wreath. Well, I mean, what is it? Is it March? Is it Thanksgiving? And if I go in my bedroom, it's like Halloween, Christmas, fall, Easter, Kwanzaa, all at the same time. Alright, that was not nearly as painful and torturous as I thought it was going to be. What you got, baby? Is that your hoof? Oh my goodness, that's pretty. Who gave you that? Did Daddy buy that for you? This gets very confused because I'm his daddy and my mom's his mama. And my sister is his grandma. So he gets very confused about things, but one of us, not Jen. Either me or my mom bought him that hoof, but probably me. Because I go to Tractor Supply, specifically for hoofs. Okay. That's in there. Let me just kind of fluff up around here and let's talk cost. I kind of wish I had my invoice because I think this mesh was like $7 or $8. I think it was $8. It was like 7 something. I need to start marking it like when I get it. Why did I get the chills all of a sudden? Am I having a panic attack? Well, that's gonna have to wait. Like mark it as I get the invoice, mark it on there how much it is. So that one mesh we got was $350. This one was $7.50 to $8. So let's just say there's $11 worth of mesh. The sign is $5.50. I keep saying they're like $3, but they're $5.50. So that's 16. Calculator. 16.50 plus 1 for the frame, 1 for the pipe cleaner. Is that standard? Plus 2. These are 2 plus 2. 20.5, and then the ribbon. These were all expensive ribbons, especially this 4-inch one in here. I didn't use all of it, so let's say. I was gonna say 10, but I'm like, that's not $10 worth of ribbon. Because this was $5 for 42 spools. So even if I charge like half the amount each spool was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 equals 2850 times 3 equals 8550 plus 25 equals 11050. I charge too much for the ribbon. But anyway, this is a $100 wreath. I mean, it's a $100 wreath, even though it doesn't have a ribbon all the way around, but I used more expensive Deco mesh. So that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe somebody below can tell me what they would charge for that. But it doesn't matter what I would charge. It's what you're going to pay. Not necessarily you who are watching this, but just like who people, you know, what a person is going to pay. I like this one. This bow seems a little, well, it's definitely not tight enough, I know that. The dog has been drinking a lot today and it's kind of freaking me out. But yeah, so that's it for this. I'm gonna go, I don't know, maybe I'll go to bed and sleep for 14 hours, who knows. If you'd like to buy this wreath, it is on Etsy, directly linked down below, along with a link to my Etsy if you want to buy wreaths like this, in case this one is sold out. You can also follow me on Instagram, join us on Patreon, where we will have an after show for this. I think I'm going to film an after show, just because I want to mess with this bow some more, and talk about some other things. There's going to be live streams. I haven't filmed one yet. We're trying to decide when we're going to do it. Behind the scenes stuff. My patrons get to see this today. As soon as I'm done filming the after show, I'll take a picture and post it on Patreon. Yeah, we're having fun over there. So if you want to do that, it's $5 a month. You can join for as many months as you want, or just one, or whatever. And if you don't want to join Patreon, but you want to support me, you can tip me on Venmo and buy me a box of Band-Aids. That's what I want today. I want a box of Band-Aids for my fingers because they hurt. And new cuticles. Yes. And teeth whitening strips for my teeth. So yeah, 3 people have to tip me at least $5. I don't know how much teeth whitening strips are. My teeth are already pretty white. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Bye.